Hi there, you are tuned into Beauty and Braids, the podcast where I, Karen Tenard, has conversations about all things relevant to personal growth and development. Just a heads up, I'm unfiltered. You're welcome. Hey guys, I am here again. I'm actually doing hair. And I wanted to, we was having a conversation and I was like, I already see where this is going. So I am going to record this, please. So
I was like, do it.
Right. So I'm here with Dana Marie.
Hi.
And she is a flight attendant for JetBlue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so she be on flights, you know what I'm saying? She just be changing seasons.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so, yeah, so, girl, how are you doing?
I'm good. We're in a whole pandemic.
Yes, it is 2020.
It is 2020.
Came with no punches and was just like...
Right, we walked into January not knowing what's going to happen, and I got me a whole boyfriend during the pandemic.
Wait. People are getting divorces out here, and you was just snatching up people.
Yep.
And
no,
getting...
a little snatch.
Okay. So you got to tell me about this, because the last time you was here, we was talking about finding a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was, we had like heart to heart.
Yeah,
that could have been recorded.
I wish we did record it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I would have loved to listen to that, because like we were talking about finding a man, but we were also discussing like the discovery of self and how doing that is going to like lead the right person into us.
Facts.
And like that's what I feel like I had done for all these years, and not even realizing that like while doing that, like while learning to love myself, learning my love languages, is what's going to bring me like my healthy partner.
Yeah, yesterday someone told me about, I seen love languages thing. Somebody confirmed love languages, and this is the next time I'm hearing love languages. So I'm a little
Really? You should.
Of the 5 love languages.
Yeah, I'm still learning them, honestly. And I actually, the man I'm seeing, like he's the one in one of our early pandemic FaceTime conversations.
Oh, okay.
And let me bring it back. I have known him in person for many years.
Oh,
we met when I was 22, and I'm 27 now.
Oh.
Yeah. We met at a call center. The job actually, I had just graduated college, and I didn't know if I told you how I wanted to go for my master's, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I did tell you that, for art history.
And then, no, yes, you did.
But right when I graduated, it's like you're in debt already, and I just got like a random call center job, and I ended up becoming a supervisor, and I trained him there.
Ooh.
But,
okay,
but
what was that, reconciliation?
Yeah. And we just always stayed cool, because like, you know, with like social media nowadays, like you could just always kind of like low-key check in on somebody. Mm-hmm. And then from that journey of even like meeting him at 22 to now, I really didn't date anybody. I mean, like I told you about like guys that like maybe we were seeing, but at the same time, I'm like, I always just felt like they weren't what I was looking for. And then also like, what else did I have to look for in myself? Because I think that anytime when we're actively in relationships, friendships, or anything, like anytime like we have to reflect on like, what do we need? And then what is our love language? So like you totally should read up on that book. I was just reading something the other day that was like, oh, I was doing this, and this for myself. Stuff I know you do for yourself too. Therapy, meditation, even if it's not like sitting in a yoga, you know, pose in front of a Buddha statue, like just reflecting on like, or even just quieting your mind. You're passionate, like you do things that you love. You know what I'm saying? Like all those are like love languages that you're giving to yourself. And you don't realize how many people don't even do that for themselves.
Girl, no they don't. They just sit there and, you know, marvel at somebody else, and it's like, yo, we all got talents. We all
of us
put together something that makes us happy. Like do one thing that makes you happy a day.
Absolutely. And challenge it, like do something new every single day too. You know what I mean? Like, but when I was reading on that and like the love language, and I'm not even expert on that, so like all I just know is that like when you're learning about it, and then you're like, I think it's like words of affirmation, gifts, affection, like physical affection. There's 2 more, and I wish I knew them off the top of my head.
Gifts, words of affirmation. I guess is
But sometimes it's like you don't even know what yours are until you start opening someone up, like opening with somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm like touch.
Yeah, me too.
Touch
Me too.
is my love language.
I'm mad affectionate.
You know, like a call here and there just to check up on me, like just you know what I'm saying, just a quick conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's along with talking. Like I love
Just sitting down and talking, man. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I love that. I love that.
stimulating my mind. Like, oh my god,
That's it. That's it. And I think like a lot of people kind of got involved with someone during the pandemic because I think a lot of people are getting divorced and finding out that they're not with their like life partner, you know.
Right. Like, what's
But
the point?
also like I think that this took away the like sexual part of relationships. Like we've had to like really get to know someone fully without our generation. Like we're so messed up with that, like so quick and whatever. Like we've talked about this. Like if a woman or a man wants to do that and they're not hurting anybody and this and this and they're owning their sexual identity, like that's dope. I love that. I really do. But even like with my journey, I don't even know if we spoke about this, like how I was practicing celibacy. Did we talk about that?
No, I think the last time we spoke, you were
Just
with
ending that probably.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah,
I
I
had that little boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even call him a boo at all. Like
It was just like a call.
yeah, it was just like, and even that, like during that. So, but previously to that, I was like celibate for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I needed to go through that too because, like, I started thinking about sex and sexual relations so differently. Like, to the point I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't think about it so hard like this because. Like sometimes people are just like not even thinking about how it's an exchange of energy.
Right.
And then once I started thinking about it like that, I was like, all right, like I'm just not trying to exchange my energy with anybody because I'm working so hard. I'm finding my like right frequency, like where my energy vibrates the best. You know what I mean?
This is true. And then even with that, like I was speaking to somebody and she works in like a HIV counseling thing, and she's like, these people be like deliberately sleeping with people and they're positive and they don't want to like wrap it up or whatever. Like it's crazy.
I know people like don't even talk. I always think about that. Like now we're always like, oh, pregnancies, but like STDs and STIs are
that's real.
They are running fucking rampant. Like that is a real ass thing.
Yeah,
and
cause infertility as well.
Yeah, chlamydia. Oh, absolutely. And like and the thing is, it's like they have that saying like hurt people, but like also you could bring it to like untested people spread that shit and not even not knowing. Like so many people are actively having sex, which is cool, which is dope, if that's what you want to do. But it is like our responsibility, not women, men and women, to get tested every 6 months. Like that's what I don't understand why that's not like pushed like more to like young people or to like
they just think, oh, I'm just doing me. I'm not tested because I don't look sick.
Right. Like, what is that?
Sickness doesn't have a face.
No. Like, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and shit like that. Like,
no.
The girls don't even have any symptoms from that.
No. And you don't know who gave it to you because they sleeping with whoever and they think they clean and they think they clean and their partners are cheating on them.
It's
and people on the down low. Girl, it's
I know.
But anyway, that's people who are in denial for themselves because they don't know themselves. So I'm just tying it right back to
or like unaware of like how powerful sexual energy is. Like I think women I think this society kind of like talks down about like masturbation and sex. Like we're not supposed to talk about it or feel weird about it, but like what happens when we like close that conversation up for society, things like that happen. Like people are just sleeping around, not getting tested, spreading diseases, spreading demons. Like I swear to God, I started thinking about it like that too. Like let's say you have an exchange of energy with someone who has like demons. I'm not even talking about like they slept with 10 people so now they got 10 demons, but like the demons that they're facing and not acknowledging on themselves and like things that they're like just like not even paying attention to in their own life. They're not practicing self-love, they're not healing. Like all those things come out in sex. Like but like people don't think of it like that.
No, they just like, what are you talking about? That's crazy.
I know. I've many people be like, what? And I'm like, well, think about it. Like it's an exchange of energy. Energy doesn't die, it just transfers. Like we've had that conversation. Energy, like when you leave a room, your energy's still there. When you walk in, you can feel someone's energy. Like what makes sex any different? But to tie it into that, like that's why I feel like I even like met the man that I met or rekindled with him because I was practicing that.
And you attracted who?
Yeah.
At that level, like you doing the work, girl. Well, for me, I attracted something different.
What you mean?
That I'm letting go like today.
What? You want to talk about it?
Well, I mean, at first, like I was on my path. I was like focused, doing my art and all that extra stuff, and people was hitting me up. You know, quarantine, I had been on like the apps.
Right, yeah. Everybody.
I went on those apps and I was just like, oh, let me do this because I'm bored. And then I couldn't find anybody on there because it was so stupid.
It is so stupid. Yeah. It's so stupid. But also at the same time, like I don't want to place judgment, and people can find the right people on there. Like,
girl.
But for me,
I was like, yo, this is dumb as hell. And I'm not really trying to meet nobody. It's quarantine. Like, I'm just flirting.
Right, exactly.
And then, you know, there was actually
have a little FaceTime boo loving session.
Girl, no, I ain't even that. Like, I didn't even. I just was like, oh, okay, yeah. Then somebody hit me up, Facebook. A couple of people hit me on Facebook. I turned down a lot of people. I was just like, no. Like, oh, you curse every time? Nope, I don't like that.
Right. Yep. That's that. Oh, yeah. So don't you sometimes wish you weren't like that at times? Because you just wish you could just let people in. Yeah. You're like, damn, I don't like this about you, that about you, this about you.
Damn. And then I'm thinking, damn, am I picky? But then I'm like,
no.
If I don't like speaking to someone who's always cursing, then there's gonna be no future there.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So this one person, I said that to him. They was like, you know what? You're right. I do have a vocabulary. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna try. Because I didn't turn his ass down. Like, I was just, like, really fighting him, but his ass was persistent. And I was like...
Persistency is good to a certain extent. Especially, I feel like, with women like us who are, like, so... I don't know, we're so hyper-aware of ourselves that, like, sometimes we do need someone to just, like, push through that barrier. Yeah. Like, you know?
Well, this one, he done pushed off. He's like, oh, I call you today, like, can I speak to you tomorrow? Da, 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 da. Like, always, like, wanting to speak.
And you know him? You knew him?
I knew him, but didn't really know him.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
you love him, like, him on social.
So I was like, all right, let me try this out or whatever. We was talking for hours. We did, like, a little date online, like, watched a few movies.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was there like, this is cute or whatever. And then met up with him, whatever, like, and he was trying to, I was like, no. Next time, no. And then we chilling and we're vibing, and he started changing up. Like, the consistency was gone.
I was just talking about that with the guy I'm seeing, consistency.
Yeah, the consistency was gone. I was there like, what the hell? Then he was just like being real petty. Like, every time I would, he would say he'll call me. He doesn't call.
Why do you think he changed up?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something where because he always would be like, oh, you conceited much, or like stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you contacted me because you seen I was confident.
Right.
Now, like,
so he's insecure.
So that's what I was getting, and he's like, I felt like he wanted to make me feel like I don't want to gas her head up, so let me switch it up and not feel like I'm feeding. But then I'm like, if I call you and then you be like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm going to call you back later. I'm going to wait on you to call me back.
Right, of course, because that's someone's word, yeah.
Exactly, so he doesn't call back. The next day, I don't call, he don't call. The day after, nothing. Then the next day, he's like, hey, what's going on? I see you didn't call me. I said, yo, dude, you told me you was going to call me. That's what I was waiting for. He was like, oh, come on. The next day you could have called me. I'm like, for what? If you can't keep up, I'm not chasing you.
Right, exactly.
You came to me and said you wanted me to give you a chance, and you can't even do that. That little thing about consistency and doing what you said you would do. I didn't tell you, hey, okay, call me back later. So he kept on doing that, and then he'd be like, oh, God. So I ended it. I was just like,
the best thing.
I said, you know what? I don't really like what this is going. He was just like, then okay, but we could still be friends and stuff like that. So I'm there like, okay. Like, he didn't take it bad.
Right.
So I was just like, well, shoot. The next day I was like, well, did I make a mistake? Like, did I end this too quick? Like,
well, that's our inner voice, but trying to like rationalize how he's behaving. But you know that's all on him. Like, his behavior is a projection onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you shouldn't internalize it. I think like that's what we struggle. Like, we internalize everyone's fucking problems. And if you know you're doing the work, like, can you sit there and say that he does self-worth, like self-healing?
No.
So then that's it. He's not the one. You have, like, that's, and I'll tell you right now, like, that's what, like, when the guy I'm dating, like, the amount of work he put on himself, like, I shouldn't say put on himself, the amount of work he's done for himself, like, he practiced celibacy too, and we openly talked about that. He does affirmations. We do every morning 5 things we're grateful for. Like, just being able to build every morning. We in bed, like, all right, baby, it's gratitude time. Like, those things, like, that's how you build. And, like, you shouldn't have to even train someone to be on that.
Facts.
Like, I do believe, like, when you build with someone, like, you're going to learn different things from them and like, try to better each other. But, like, when it comes to, like, the basic principle of like wanting to better yourself and actively doing it, then you shouldn't have to teach somebody that. That's something that if you're on that journey, the person that you're seeing should be on that journey too.
That's what I was saying. I'm there like, bruh, I'm not here to teach nobody to
pick up a phone and call. Like,
yes, like, I'm like, if you want to see me, you'll make it. And it was just kind of like I had to be like, oh. So the next day I was like, you know what, let's try this over, because maybe I went, too harsh and ended it too soon. But I was like, it was just the same old goddamn thing. I was like, nah.
How old is he?
1 year older than me, so he'll be 36.
Yeah, there's no, oh my God. He's a grown-ass man right now.
Grown.
Men know what they want. That's like my mom always said that shit to me. She was just like, if a man wants you, that, like, you're not going to have to question it. Like, you just don't. And I think that, like, our whole lives we're trained to think that, like, love comes with pain and conflict, and it doesn't.
No.
It really, really doesn't. Love does not equal pain and conflict. Now, if you fall in love, will there be times where you're in pain? Yes. But, like, it's a different kind of pain. It's not, like, you versus them. It's you and them versus the problem. And, like, that is what I really want and what I was been manifesting, that, like, my partnership is not, like, me versus them. Because I think that's what happens all the time, and then the relationships fail. But it should be you two as a team, and you verse the problem together.
This is true. And I was just like, yo, like, I'm being too nice. I was like, nah, I'm not making this easy for you.
No, and it shouldn't be.
Oh, I always feel like I disappoint you. I'm like, yo, son, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
He's just disappointing himself because he knows he's not ready to be with a woman like you. That's what that is.
I'm like, let my ass go. Like, because I'm actually letting go. I'm not waiting for you to let me go because you're just going to try to hold on to me, suck all my goddamn energy.
Right, exactly.
Put me in a different mood where I can't really work or do stuff that I've been doing because my mind is all caught up on, like, what the hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
No, it's that. My brother, I told you about my brother, how so he just got out of jail. We were talking, and he's on and off with his ex. They broke up, but we were having a conversation, and he was just like, love makes me feel, like, mad weak and vulnerable, and, like, I don't like that. And I was like, well, I think that's natural, of course, but also love should make you feel powerful and confident where you're at. And, like, you just get, like, I really feel like we don't know healthy relationships anymore. Like, it is so hard, but the way that we figure it out in this society is tuning inward. So as I was telling my brother, I'm like, you need to tune inward. Like, you have so much shit that you've been through and things that you need to work through, like, to put that on somebody else because you're not able to face those things by yourself. Like, and it's nice to be able to lean on somebody, I get that, but
it's selfish.
Yeah, hurt people, like,
and you just want them to, like,
be okay
with that.
Exactly.
Like, you know what, I'm going through something. Right. Yes, so then take the time to deal with that before you come to me.
Exactly.
And bleed onto me because I don't have the time for it.
No. And people want happiness to be an outside job. they want happiness to come from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not happy, you find somebody else, and being with them makes you happy. And that's so that being with someone is okay to be happy, but like it's not an outside job. The source of happiness should never come from somebody else.
No.
It has to come from the inside.
Exactly.
But people don't know how to sit with that. That's a scary thought, to have to sit with like, yo, what makes you happy? You know, you're lucky, like that we're both lucky that we're both artists, and our happiness comes from creation.
Facts.
Like seriously,
We're closer
lucky
to God.
Yeah.
When we create and come out with all the stuff, and you be like, oh my God, that is so, like, pat myself on the back.
Right, exactly. You did that.
You know what I'm saying?
You did that. Nobody did that for you. And I think everyone has talent, but I think people don't explore it.
No.
School,
Work.
yeah, you got that. I feel like school prepares you for jail, like the school to prison pipeline. Like it kind of just takes us away from like this creation, working 9 to 5. Like that's what's going on now. Like why there's like a generational shift going on right now in this consciousness, because we're not working. Like that was if they keep us in, you know.
This is true.
If they keep us in an office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, no vacation time, no maternity leave, no paternity leave. Like, when do you have time to sit down and be like, oh shit, like wow, these laws are fucked up, and like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, what is going on? You know, with life and all of this stuff. So, it 2020, the pandemic has really, despite the deaths, been really good.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like it's
a reset.
It is. It is vision. It is 2020 vision, and
I like that. I didn't even think about that.
Girl, it's decluttering all the infection within society before healing comes.
Yep.
So
the Renaissance era, like that came after the Great Depression, right? Was it the Great Depression? No, not the Renaissance. Which one am I talking about? There's some era of art that came after the Great Depression, and I should really know this. And like I feel like that's what's going to happen too. I mean, it is what's happening. People are being more creative. They're like looking inward. Like that's what we need to do instead of giving our money to these fucking corporations that literally rule the United States. Like,
it's crazy. And yeah, so I'm back.
Oh, by the way, can we do long?
Yeah, I already knew that. I knew that was coming.
I just remembered.
It's 2 simple braids, but I understand. You can't do it without it being long.
Yep, I need the light.
So
what ended up happening with that? That you just ended it?
Well, I just been like distancing myself because I'm preparing myself to give him the courtesy that I did not get, which is because I still don't want him to make me stoop down to his level. I would never dim my vibration.
Right. Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying? And be like, you know what? You didn't give me that respect. I ain't gonna give it to no.
Right.
I'm like, this is I might be your karmic. I might be someone that's gonna teach you something further.
Yeah.
But it won't be with me that you're gonna be with. And these are the things that you might need to work on, because you want a strong woman. So I'm just kind of figuring out how I can say goodbye, because I'm just done. Like, I don't even want to speak, see. Like, I'm like, we could have just left this alone and not
even continue with it. I mean, so what will stop you from just cutting it? Like, when you say trying to say goodbye, like, what do you mean by that?
Oh, like, I don't even... No, nothing's stopping me right now. That's coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just me trying to come up with the right words so I can actually help build it. So that way it's like, look, it is you.
Right.
But you're not for me, and because he's the type of person that will blame everybody else. Like, my baby mother is crazy, or this person is crazy. This didn't work out, but I'm like, do you know why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you doing the work?
Right.
Therapy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he drinks, he smokes. I'm like, all of that stuff, that's an addiction. If you have to do it every day. And that's money that you're pouring into this addiction. Means you have to now work.
Yep.
And now you have no time because you have to work for your addictions.
Right.
And now you can't pour into a relationship because you have to work all the time. So you have no time to get back. So you basically are dying from the inside and you can't live your life. I don't want none of that.
No.
Okay? So
did you know, like, did you have to, obviously, like, with getting to know him, you figured that out? Or, like, you knew that he kind of had those?
No, I had to figure that out.
That's why it's important to, like, take time and, like, build with someone. That's why I'm saying, like, during this time of quarantine, like, I think, like, the relationships that come out of this shit are probably going to be good ones because you take so much time to really get to know someone. Like, so much time. Like, it's, like, I mean, obviously people could have went and seen each other or whatever. Like, you know, that was up to people's own recognizance. But, like, most of the time people were just talking on FaceTime and all that kind of stuff. So, like, conversations are, like, that's how you get to know someone. And digging deep with someone.
Yeah, I'm just like, and then he talking about he don't even like going down. I said,
oh no.
I said that no.
No.
That is deal breaker. I think that part was the deal breaker. I was there like, man.
No. Nope.
No.
You need to be with someone who's gonna pick you up on the counter and just go to work.
Facts.
In the kitchen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And you gonna tell me you
no, he's
no.
not on your level.
I was there like, no,
not.
you're not about pleasing and serving someone else.
No.
No. And no. So I was like, what am I holding on to and why? Like,
do you feel like it was loneliness? Because I mean, I've done it.
I think
that guy that I was talking to, I really don't even want to say talking to, because honestly, when you're in something healthy now, and I look back, I'm like, none of these people were worth, like, none of it was anything. Like, none of it was like, I can't believe I even gave 2 seconds of my energy. Like, and even though I always, like, was mad hard and, like, letting people in, but, like, after the year and a half of celibacy, I was like, all right, like, let me try. And I never really fucked with anybody. Like, I just hated, I shouldn't say hated, but I just felt like their energies didn't match. But, like, I caught myself because I was lonely.
I
like,
think that's what it is.
Or, like, yeah, I mean, like,
I live alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, living alone. Like, I have a basement apartment, too. Like, I'm like, damn, I'm alone all the time. And that's why I'm going to Chicago. Because I'm like, what the fuck am I going to be out here for 3 months? Like, alone? I'm always alone. Especially being a flight attendant. Like, I'm alone in hotel rooms. I'm alone on layovers. Like,
it's like, if you're always alone, how do you attract the partnership? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing this,
it's a lot of work.
You have to be around people.
Yeah.
And that solitude starts to turn into goddamn confinement.
Yeah, confinement, yeah. And then, like, being too comfortable with being alone. Like,
facts, girl. I was so quick to cut people off because I was like...
But you're aware of it because, look, you even took yourself back and said, yo, did I cut this off too quickly? Because, like, you know, you felt like you were saying, like, oh, let me try it again, because did I go so quickly to be like, nah? And that's coming from you being so comfortable with being alone.
Right. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I know I'm not somebody who's just like my ego. And he was saying something about my ego, like I got a big ego. I said, no, I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't have.
And you work actively hard to lower your ego. Like, and with everything that you do, that's.
I'm like, what? I got a big. I said, you know what? This sounds like insecurity to me. Projecting onto me because you're looking like I really don't know what is going on with him, but I'm just like, I don't like the energy I feel around you.
That is so important. That's enough to just walk away from the situation.
Yeah, like, I'm like, how the hell?
That is important. Yo, you just, man, everyone says it, but when you know, you know. Like, when you're around the right energy, you just know. Like,
you do. You're like, yo, you know what? I don't feel sad. I don't have to nag. I don't have to ask you to do stuff that you say you're going to do. No. Like, that's just crazy to me. You a grown person and you like, so, here. So, I'm not looking for somebody to make me happy. Because I make myself happy.
Exactly.
I'm not looking for somebody who's going to make me sad either. Like, how you going to take away from... So, yeah, so that's what I was. So, anyway, so back to your booth. That was, I think that was just my test from the universe, like, to make sure that I was on the right path and I know how to, you know, navigate between people who are just lying to themselves.
Yeah.
You know, because they're definitely not going to tell you the truth.
No, and, like, those are signs of narcissism and ego. Like, that ego shit, I think, like, that's... I was talking to my therapist about that, like, how important it is to, like, let go of ego, and also to tie into, like, what you were saying about, like, So my issue has always been like most people, it's trust. Like, how do we learn how to trust if you didn't have good male influences in your life, or you were like disappointment with certain things, and like it's hard to trust. And that's my therapist and I was talking about, like, how it's consistency and time, and those are the two things that are going to lead to trust. And if you get to the point where you're willing to take the time to find out if someone's consistent, then that's the path that you're going to get on to learning how to trust somebody. But like from the jump, if you feel like, damn, the energy's off, or like the consistency's not even there before time even set in place, like, because 1 month, 2 months ain't time. Like, this is time is like years. Like, it takes, I think it takes, you're constantly learning your partner. You're constantly, just like you're learning yourself. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't know myself completely.
No, hell no. And the person I am right now might not be the person I am when I drive home today. Like, because this conversation might shift me to make a different decision, and then all of a sudden now I'm different. And that's why, like, when we find our life partner, or just our partner, or whatever it is, our soul flame, whatever, our twin, the person that we want to grow with, like, we both need to know that about each other, that, like, we're going to change. And just the same way that I'm finding out about myself, you're going to be finding out about yourself.
Exactly. And we'll find out about ourselves
together. Yeah, exactly.
But for people to be like, trust me off the rip, you like, bruh, I don't even trust myself. Like,
exactly. Facts.
I can't tell you to trust me, and I'm not going to trust you because you say you're going to trust. Like, I should trust you. When you're showing inconsistency already. Like, now you're not reliable. You're a liar because you can't make your promises. So, but I'm like, I can see it, but people don't see it when they're in it.
No.
They just be like, oh, it's not that, another big deal. Nobody else trips about it. Those other people ain't me. And
and that's...
They didn't know their worth. Like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
sure as hell won't be waiting for somebody to figure out their life while I got other people who I could be spending time with and getting to know.
Yeah, well, time is the only thing that we don't get back. It's important not to waste it. Like,
Girl.
We can get back money, we can get back relationships, we can get back we can get back love, we can get back everything but time.
Time would be like, you 40 years old now, regretting the fact that you spent so much time wasting on breathing life into this dead situation.
Oh my God, so true.
So, is this long enough?
Yeah, that's long. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's long as shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, if it's gonna be 2 braids, it better be a good 2 braids, right?
Oh yeah.
So now this boo is in Chicago. So you move in Chicago?
Well, technically right now until I start work up again in October. But my job is like, I can go anywhere really, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but this is just like the first, this is a big step. I mean, like, this is kind of low-key crazy, but like, we're both just like, fuck it. Like, fuck it.
Take
the
chance.
We're not gonna, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we doing? Like, you're home, like, you could just bring all your art to my spot. Like,
Shoot,
I'm driving out
like
there.
A whole big...
Yeah, because it's the city. Like, I live in Long Island. Like, Long Island's fucking whack with the art scene.
Nice.
Like, there's no art scene. I mean, there is definitely, I should take that back. There are people who are trying to bring the art scene out there, and I'm not even actively a part of it, to be honest with you. Like, I just always just did my own thing, and then all my shows and stuff have been out in the city, but like, there's no really good museums. I just can't stand Long Island, especially like what's going on now.
Nobody goes
mad
there.
red lines, and so I just can't stand there. But like Chicago, there's a huge art scene. Like, I could just be painting right outside the house, and it's the city, like, so, no, you're good.
I think I'm good. Oops.
Oh,
I think they're good. Go ahead.
good now?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just going to bring my art stuff. I'm driving. I could fly out there, but I'm actually going to drive out there so I can have a car. Because he's got a car, and he's like, oh, you could just use it. I'm like, I'm like so independent my whole life. Like, I literally, that's a struggle for me to like borrow your car. It sounds so stupid, but like, I've had a car my whole life. I worked so hard for my car. So what am I going to do? Like, leave my car in front of my apartment and, not have it with me for 3 months? So I'm driving out there. My cousin's coming with her man, so we're making it a road trip. And then they're going to stay out there for a couple of days. Like, we're going to explore Chicago. And then, yeah, I'll just drive home if I drive home in October.
Girl, no, I get it because this is coming from being single and then
For 5 years.
yeah, and then letting go of that and trying to transition into do a dual
Like
was
a
it
partnership.
duality
Yeah,
partnership.
duality. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like it's gonna be slow. We were like
Yeah.
giving up independence. You're like, oh, you want to help me?
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't even know how to accept that help. Like, and like we've had that a lot of conversations about that, like having to like learn how to just be like, nah, like it's okay. Like, you know, like we're here for each other. Like, and then you just get used to it and you like hopefully learn to just grow together and grow into, especially it's helpful with someone who's was single for a long ass time too.
Okay,
Like,
him too.
Yeah, 5 years too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since we've known each other, we've both been single.
All right.
So, you know,
you found your mirror.
Yeah, exactly. We're very similar, I feel like, but different in the right way. So,
Yeah, can grow together. We'll learn from each other. Yeah, it's amazing when you can speak to somebody who get it and they are also willing to learn with you and take the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, like, damn. But again, you could move to Chicago because you work for for an airline, so
I know. For me, it's
you're gonna be traveling
anywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I could really be anywhere. And he does like contractual work too for the hospital, so he can move anywhere too. So like even if he gets a better offer in a different state, like it won't be nothing for me. I can just be like, all right, I'll fly there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I'm very thankful for my job because it definitely allows it to like allows that flexibility and you know at the same time you also get to a point where you're just like fuck it, like if we move in or whatever, I come stay out there for the summer, at least we know that if it works out, if it don't work out, at least we know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
take the risk.
You know, like live immediately. Like
anything worth having is worth the risk, and it's 2020 and everybody dying and all this extra stuff.
Yeah, like we don't know when the next. We have no consistency in our country. Like one day we'll wake up and everything's shut down again. So it's like fuck it, just live now.
Exactly. Get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Before you can't get there.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, girl, we're gonna still be having this conversation and talking, and I'll let you know what's going on with mine.
Yeah, man. I want you to be with someone that your energy is elevated when you're near them, not draining.
Not draining. Like I'm like, yo, but you know when I've noticed like when you have light, you attract both.
Yeah.
People who want it and they.
That's a big lesson to learn on who wants it or who's feeding from it or who's feeding off of it. Because it's okay to like need to be around someone whose energy is high when you have low energy and you're feeding off of it. But when you're taking from it, like
and you're not even
pouring in, or you're not even like, oh, I just had this great conversation with someone who's so wise in this way. So now I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna internalize it and use it to better myself. Like that's great. But if you're with someone who's like, oh damn, like she's so dope, like she does affirmations and she's working on herself, but then I'm gonna go home and I ain't gonna do shit about it. Like what's that?
Right. It's not really bettering you. And it's just like everything you do is a question. Well, why you do that? Why you do this? Why you do that? Mm-mm. It's like, dude, how old are you? Mm-mm. Like, female friends, all of that. It's just kind of like, yo, look, I need to distance myself from all y'all. Until you figure out what y'all doing with y'all lives, you can come back in, but I sure as hell am not going to subject myself, because I love myself, subject myself.
When you said female friends, like you've had like situations during this time with friends that have been
where
draining?
they just drain the hell out of you, complain all the time about the same things, and it just be like, yo, look, I got my own problems I'm trying to deal with, and if you don't understand that, like, it's just like, give me, like, I'm just like, yo, if I sure as hell ain't getting nothing back from you, I started rethinking a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, our circle is the circle you have around you is like one of the most important things. That's like any successful person like talks about that. Like you gotta watch your circle, because if your circle is not elevating you or they're not elevating themselves, like it will definitely bleed into your life. And it will become a job to stop the bleeding from happening. And that's time that we don't get back either.
Girl, okay, this the theme of this is time. Like,
yo, because even think about this year. Like, think about how time has passed, and like I was thinking about, I cannot believe it's July. I cannot believe it's July. Like, months and months have passed, and it's like,
months and months.
is it even real? Like, you know, like, because time is low-key an illusion within itself. So it's like, it's so crazy.
Yep, 4 months. 4 months in quarantine. You know, like, it's like you go through so many emotions right now. Like, you're sad, you don't know what to do, you're panicking, and then you're happy, then you're relaxed, and then you're kind of nervous, and because you got to go back into work, and it's just so many things, and you have to figure it out. Sometimes you got to figure it out on your own. So yeah, but I am so with this whole love thing.
Oh yeah,
you got going on.
That's my boo.
Oh, now you can say it. Like, that's my boo.
Yeah, no, that's
I got a boo.
That's my whole man.
I'm done. Well,
whose man is this?
Your man. Your man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I can congratulate you. I'm like, at least somebody got a goddamn full. You know what I'm saying? Healthy, yeah. A healthy man, a healthy.
But the thing is, I wouldn't be in anything if it wasn't. Like, I already knew.
You wasn't.
If it wasn't healthy, I wouldn't even entertained it. I just was like, I couldn't. I just can't.
Right. Like, I'm just like, oh wait a minute.
If you feel it, your gut feeling or that intuition is really, really real. I think like too many of us are like, we think, oh, we being crazy right now. And like, listen, there are some times that people be crazy, but like that intuition, like that's a gift from the universe. That's a gift from your ancestors. That's a gift from God, whatever you want to say it is. It's a gift from the universe. Like, to feel that. So if you felt that, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, you got to follow it.
Yep, man, I'm following it, girl.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for people to make you feel guilty because you choose yourself. Like,
oh my God. That was a fucking lesson for me. I went through that so much. With my family, that was like a huge thing with my family. Because I would set boundaries. I learned how to set boundaries.
Girl, therapy helped that, right?
Hell yeah.
Therapy was like, you better set them
boundaries. The most important thing to learn. And the thing is, and it's like no shade to my family because they learning too, but like a lot, and it happened with a lot of other people, once you set boundaries for people who want to break them, you're selfish. Or you're not accessible to them anymore. And it's like, it's not even that. Because if it's the right person, you're still accessible, but you're accessible on what makes you comfortable. Like, and it's not my fault that I learned how to do that and you didn't. Like, set boundaries.
Right, like, it's true.
Set boundaries with me. Like, if someone needs boundaries with me, set them. Like, because there's nothing wrong with that.
And they don't get that.
No. Well, they don't even know about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, therapy, man.
And so many people avoiding therapy because they think it's crazy to speak to a stranger. But then, like, you're getting advice from friends and family that do not know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
or subjective advice.
Yeah, like, oh, I would never.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably did.
Right.
But you ain't gonna tell nobody because you lying to yourself.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm gonna speak to somebody who's professional.
Right. Exactly.
And then I'm gonna speak to people who actually did the work and are doing the work on themselves, because then now they understand what the hell I'm doing.
Right. No, 100%. 100%. And it's a lot of the people most of my homegirls go to therapy, which is the most beautiful thing. And a lot of them started because I was pushing it on them. Like, yo, just go. Like, you're gonna like it. You're gonna feel lighter. Like, there's no reason to hold this trauma and not learn how to heal from it. Like, just
like, you think it's strong. I got trauma, I'm strong. Like,
right.
No.
And learning to heal from it will make you strong. Like, it'll make you a better person.
Yeah, like, you start to realize that everybody makes mistakes, everybody needs forgiveness, you need forgiveness, because a lot of things that you've gone through have determined your mindset and you know what I'm saying, the things that you're doing to other people, and you start to see your faults as well. So you're not in that ego mentality where you're like, I'm right, everybody else is wrong.
Right.
And you're really questioning yourself. Like, you're just like,
Was
Maybe.
this the most appropriate behavior? Did I make that right decision? How can I fix it? Like, I think
Right.
people lack even so much basic communication skills that like they don't realize like it's okay to make mistakes. We're all humans. We're learning. We're imperfect people, and if we're able to, we can fix our mistakes. But so many people like are so scared or like not even or they're unaware of how to like communicate their mistakes that they just let those mistakes become a part of them when really like the way you come back from it could be part of you too, you know.
Exactly. And they're just so scared. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be judged. I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna not say anything and all this.
Feel shameful and
Right. I'm like, own your goddamn journey. Own it. You know what I'm saying? Because the comeback story is
it's
always
so much better.
Yeah.
100%.
Girl,
100%.
like, oh, I went through this, I did that, and then people be like, oh my God, I can relate to that.
Right. And then it's like, what did you learn? Like, you went through this, what did you learn? And then that's why I feel like people who've been through that anything and then learn from it are just like the dopest people because they actually have like real life lessons.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And the people who don't, they keep going through the same thing.
Same thing. Forever. Forever.
It's like, shit, that's what I felt like I was going through. I was like, shit, I know I've been through this lesson already.
Well, what do they say? The universe is going to bring you through the same lesson until you learn it.
Right. Like, look.
You obviously need it. Like, that's the thing. Wherever you're at in this moment is exactly where you need to be. So whatever you had with this guy was needed for you. But you're only gonna, you gotta learn, you gotta figure out what you need to learn from it.
No, girl, I'm like, learned that people, they need to do the work. They need to.
So did he come through like mad correct and like really into it and then just like completely did a 180 or?
Like, it was kind of like breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'll call you, I'll FaceTime you, or whatever. Like, he'll always call and FaceTime, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, you know, I got something like, oh, well, he FaceTime me.
Right,
he
right,
wants to see me and stuff like that. But then I think he got lazy where FaceTime was it. Like, if you see me on FaceTime, that's it.
Right, and that's not enough.
And I'm like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not enough. And it's like, do I get a text, a good morning text? No. A good night text? Like, how are you doing? That shows me you're thinking about me.
You need someone who does all those things. Because that's if that's what you need for your affirmations, then that's what you need to have. Like, and you shouldn't feel like that's too much. But you know, you shouldn't have to ask for it. It should just be.
Oh, it should begin like, oh, what you doing? How was your day?
Right.
Thought about you, not, oh, I seen that you probably was mad, so I didn't.
Right, like,
I'm
what?
saying, well, how you petty, dude?
Why would he think you're mad?
Exactly. Why would you think I was mad if you didn't feel like you was doing something to get me mad?
Life is too short to even be with someone that you guys are mad at each other for. It's
so soon, right?
It's too new. Like, you're supposed to be in a honeymoon phase.
Exactly.
And learning each other. It's so much fun to learn each other. Like, that's the best part.
I'm there like, you stressing me out, and this don't even make sense. I'm in quarantine and stressed like this.
No,
I don't need to be here. So,
nope.
Yeah, I just think it's insecurity. Like, he kept on saying stuff like, oh, you must be a player or whatever, and I'm just like, what gives you that I'm a player? Because I dress up and I try to take care of myself and stuff like that.
Right, why would he even say that?
I'm like, but then I'm thinking, that's how guilty people move.
Yeah, so true.
Right? Like, they say that's what you do, so you could feel like, no, I don't do it, when that's what they doing in reality.
It is.
So I'm like, nah, I ain't with the mind games.
No, that's just unhealthy. That leads to like mental abuse and like if it's happening already with the mind games, like forget it. When you committed and in it, like oh my god.
Right, like I'm like the whole point of getting to know somebody is to see in the future, is this something I want to be in?
Right.
And if this is what you showing me, like I don't want this. What the hell are you selling? I don't want this. We on two different frequencies, and I'm just like,
I'm telling you, when you're on the right frequency, you just know. Like this conversation wouldn't even need to happen for you because you would just know.
Girl, Girl.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Karen.
You know better.
You know. Yeah, exactly. You don't let the damn devil in.
But you're human and it happens. And we got to be gentle with ourselves too.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I think I definitely learned to trust my intuition more.
Yeah.
Because she said, walk the hell away.
What made you not want to listen?
Because he started to, like, the fact that I was like, I'm done, he didn't, like, say, oh my God, da da da. He just was like, okay, but I still want to be your friend. I still want to be around you. But I'm like, maybe because he just was trying to drain my ass. I don't know. But I just was there like, well, maybe that was just me being sad, because I'm like, the issue was I wasn't speaking to him, because I still kind of like him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was there like, if he starts speaking more or whatever, then maybe this will work. Like, and I was just like, and then he started to show signs of like conversation and communicating, and I was just like, oh, but that's another level of a narcissist that I didn't realize. That it's like, I thought I had the narcissist thing down pat, but I'm like,
no, they keep coming up with surprises.
I'm like, but this one was, let me show, hey, I'm really nice and stuff like that, drag you back in, and then question, have you questioning yourself.
What do you like about him?
I like his conversation. Like, he would do like, in the beginning, like just thoughtfulness, and he got me to talk to my mother more. Like, he was just like, oh, make sure you speak to your mom, da da da. And I was like,
that's real shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah, we talk, and he gives me perspective on different things and stuff like that. So I'm like, and then I'd be like, you know what? You're right with that one. But then I think it brought my guard down, and it was just like, he know what he be saying. Like, he knows thing, until it came to the point where I'm like, but now he's treating me like he don't know how to treat nobody.
Right.
So this is now confusing the hell out of me, because you giving me good advice on some stuff, but
maybe that's what he was there for. What you learned in the beginning, maybe that's why he came to you.
I think so.
To build your relationship up with your mother, to have different perspectives, to know that you can open up again, like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's huge within itself, to be like, oh shit, like, I could let somebody in again. Maybe he wasn't the right one, but at least that you're there. Like, that you want to do it.
Yeah, so I take that. That's why I'm like, I don't want to be all mean and be like, dude, I don't want to speak to you anymore. Like, I want to be like, because you did shine some light on some stuff and build a better understanding for me. Like, I've grown a little bit. But I know I have to end it. So.
When's the last time you guys spoke?
Yesterday.
And it was a good conversation, or?
It was empty. Like, I, hit him up when I was like outside.
You walked away from it feeling empty?
Not so much. Like, I think I poured back into myself a little before I walked away. Like, I just was like reassuring myself, like, nah, you're good.
Right.
And you are love.
You are love. That's like my morning every day. I am love.
So that's what I was telling myself. And I was just like, what I'm saying? People who don't understand what they're going through are not going to see it regardless. So it's not up to me to make them see. It's up to me for me to see that, yeah, there was something that I needed to fix, because he was able to penetrate between my goddamn Barrios, because everybody else was being shot.
Is that my alarm? Oh yeah, I got it. That's my birth control alarm.
Oh, okay.
Stop. Let me grab that real quick.
Oh, okay.
2 o'clock on the dot. Third day.
Really? Yeah, so That's it. I think I'm almost done. But that was it. And so we're gonna stop it here.
All right.
We done had a whole conversation. So thank you, Dana.
Absolutely.
Oh, and if you want to see her art,
Ooh.
Dana, plug it.
Dana Marie Barrios on Instagram, and my jewelry is Down to Mars Designs.
Yeah. So she's
Check
a
it
flight
out.
attendant with a side hustle, and it's gonna be a whole career. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna
I'm
find
a
her.
whole artist with a side hustle of a flight attendant.
Okay, so find her there. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you again for listening to Beauty and Braids. I'm your girl Karen, and this has been another great day. Until next time, you'll hear from me then. In the meantime, please follow me on @HairByKaren, @ShopBraidAppeal, and @YTC Nonprofit. Get to know me a little bit better. Check them out. Bye.